Welcome, everyone, to this special event, Finding the Gifts Within 8 Steps to a Blessed Life. My name is Cynthia Hamilton. I'm one of we call ourselves the Unified Field, BC, British Columbia, Canada. And we have with us today Monique Giard, Sarah Baker, Mark Saparlo, two who couldn't join us today. And we are hosting this very special event with our guest, leading teacher, Marilyn Smith. And this event has been a long time in the making, and we're so honored and grateful that you have joined us. For this is going to be a very special event today. And I know that all of you have felt that calling from your soul to be here. So be here fully. Close the door if you can, leave whatever it is that you were doing before you arrived here outside the door, and just be here fully. And some of you may know, if you've been watching the Facebook Lives, we've had one every day for 9 days. She is the author of this book, Gratitude, A Key to Happiness. And she is a leading teacher, one of the actually earliest master teachers of the Tao Academy, and personally trained by Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha for more than 2 decades. I especially remember this book. I have it signed, and I got 10 copies of them almost 6 years ago. And I must say that I have read it several times, and I need to read it more times as well. The wisdom is very deep. And so about 5 months ago, when I was at another retreat and Marilyn was there as well, I was walking by, and all of a sudden, ding, you know how it can happen. I need to speak with this person. And she told me she's writing another book. And I got so excited when she was talking about what she was writing about. It comes from the faith tradition of my youth and of her youth as well. The 8 Steps to a Blessed Life, otherwise known as the 8 Beatitudes, but not in the way that you may have read it or understood it, even if you had the same faith path from your youth. It is in today's language, and you'll be hearing more about that today. Marilyn has been around the world teaching. I was really impressed when her and her sister was it more than a year you were in India? And that must have been a very special time, and traveled around the world as well with Master Sha as one of the early leading teachers, and one of the pure flowers, Master Sha. He talked about that there was a 1-year period of time, every day, 4 hours a day. There were several of the early ones that had that opportunity to learn to open their spiritual channels personally with Master Sha. So it's with a great honor and a great delight that I welcome to all of you, and welcome as well for our guest teacher, Marilyn Smith, to take us forward now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. I am so excited to be presenting this to all of you. And it's been really an amazing experience for me also to have received the, I'll call it current expression of each one of the Beatitudes. And as I was doing this, I realized, they connect with ancient wisdom, obviously, because that was like over 2,000 years ago. But they correlate with so much of what the deep wisdom is today that we are receiving. And a lot of that deep wisdom, Cynthia referred to my being a student of Master Sha and one of the leading teachers. I have received from Master Sha, as well as other masters, primarily through Qigong what they have shared that way, but other masters. And so this is going to be like a compilation. But what I will be sharing with you is through the prism of the Beatitudes. And so we have some slides that we will be sharing with you so that you can have an idea of what the wisdom is. You don't need to write anything down because the slides will be shared with you later. So you can just simply completely relax. And that is very important. Many, many years ago, I received this wonderful teaching from one of my very special guides. And some of you might be thinking to yourself, okay, sounds good to relax. How do you do that? Well, here's how you do it. This is what I got. Gratitude leads to relaxation. Relaxation leads to transformation. And so that is really the whole purpose that all of us are here, including myself, to continue our process of transformation and to do it through the avenue, the prism of the Beatitudes. So to begin by relaxing is very, very important. And Cynthia referred to it. If you can, turn off your phone, but at least put it on mute, silent, and just be present. And receive what is going to be presented. Because I am absolutely amazed at what heaven has given to me for each one of the Beatitudes. And, I had this inspiration, this needs to be a book, and every book starts with an introduction. So that's what you're getting today, is the introduction, more or less, a summary of it. And it always, you need to start off with, well, what is this? What does this mean? So I started with asking, what is a blessed life? Because all of the Beatitudes start with that. Blessed are those who, and then something follows from that. So I thought, okay, so what is this all about? This obviously is to help us to lead a blessed life. And for many, many people, the part of Jesus' teachings where the Beatitudes were presented to everybody is considered the essence of his message. So connecting with this, appreciating, getting a deeper realization of what it means to have a blessed life is like the first step. And it's not even one of the steps, but it's leading us to where those steps are. At the time of Jesus, a blessed life would have been somebody who was prosperous, who was powerful, who was able to have success in various parts of their lives. And that's very much the same as it is in today's society. Many people would say that. If you ask them, what is a blessed life? They would tell you one or another of these qualities. And that is absolutely not what I got. I was so surprised, and actually it was exciting to me. The response I got was, it's inside you. What does it mean to be blessed? It is, we already have that. We already are. And that's what today and the following 2 sessions are going to present, so that each one of us can experience that more deeply. Being able to really deeply appreciate that response that I got from the divine. I mean, it was not something I sat and came from a book or something that I read, but when I asked the divine, what is a blessed life? And the answer I got, it's inside you. So what we are going to be doing is connecting with the power and potential of accepting and acting on that answer from the divine. That's what this introduction is all about. That is actually what those Beatitudes were. So if we could have the next slide. So it is inside us. So why don't we live it? If it's already there, if it's who we truly are at the greatest depth, why don't we live it? And the answer is so simple. This blessed life is like it's buried. It's covered. It's covered by life's experiences. We have all had many, many experiences in life where we have had things happen to us, or we have done them, and they have not felt like a blessing. So the thing that is so important, though, is to keep in our awareness, it is inside. That is there for us. It's become buried, it's become covered, we've become distracted. But what we are able to do through connecting with each of those Beatitudes is we are able to discover, we are able to realize, we're able to experience what's inside us. And to me, that is so exciting. The possibilities, when we discover that, when we just experience it more deeply, the potential, the possibilities are actually without limit. And that is not something I just saying to you because it sounds good, it sounds encouraging, blah, blah, blah. It is the reality. It is actually what is possible for us. When we connect, when we are able to begin to remove the layers, you know, it's sort of like if we have a pot that we left on the stove too long, and the water evaporated, or maybe something was in it, and that stuck to the bottom of the pot. Layer by layer, we can remove all of that that's covering the bottom of the pot that is there originally. So that's what our process will be, to help to connect deeply with the essence of each one of the Beatitudes, so that we can begin to remove layer by layer. We can get a focus so we are not as distracted. And we have ways that we can do that. There are practices that we have, but also there are special services that I will be able to offer to help do that. And I cannot tell you how excited I am about those special offers, because I was asking heaven, what is going to help people to be able to experience it? But to experience it is one thing, to live it, that's another thing. And that's what my hope is for all of us. We will have a deeper experience so we can live the message, the essence. And so heaven gave me these, I thought, oh, these are amazing. These are amazing special services. I sent them to Cynthia, who, we need to get approval for anything that is unique to a particular event. And she sent them back and she said, they're too big. Make them specific, give a detail. And I thought, okay. And I was grateful, because I sort of wondered about that. So I sent them to Cynthia and she returned them. And as I looked at them, I thought, whoa, this is amazing. But what was even more amazing is as I read those, simply by having Cynthia approve the name, just the name, the frequency and vibration changed. And as I read them, it was as if I had this shower of frequency, vibration, love, and light, and more just wash right through me. And there was this shift. And I thought, oh my goodness, I hadn't received them, just reading the name. So the possibility of receiving these special services is so extraordinary and will be such a help to deepen the experience and to put that experience into action. So if we could have the next PowerPoint. How do we clear this? How do we access what's inside? How do we access the message of the Beatitudes? Because each one is a call to action. Sometimes people read scripture as a reflective source, something that they can receive energy from that will be inspiring. Not always do people read it as a call to action, but that is exactly what each one of the Beatitudes is. It is a call to be empowered. It's a call for us to give a resonating yes. I want that blessed life. I want that part of what is already inside me to radiate so I can manifest that in my own life and the lives of others. They are dynamic. They are, for me, they're very exciting. And as I said, the potential is really without limit. Oh, I sort of already told you about this. There is a special service that I'll demo later in the session today. Just as I said, reading the name, I felt a shift in my frequency and vibration. So I'm looking forward, actually, I'm really looking forward to receiving the special service, because if reading the name was that powerful, the actual service is going to be just beyond amazing. And those of you who are thinking to yourselves, I can hear you thinking, well, yeah, Mo Master Marilyn, that's you. You are, you know, you're special, blah, blah, blah. All the things that people think, making comparisons. Forget it. Just forget all those comparisons. If you are here, if you are participating, you are special. You're special already. So what the potential for you is huge also. So please do not begin comparing yourself. Do not begin thinking, oh no, that's not going to happen to me. I'm not special. That is absolutely, change that, erase that. I think it was mentioned I taught school, elementary school. And so it was fabulous. You could write all this stuff on the board, and then you wanted to have a clean start, you just erased it. So that idea that you will not have the same experience, it's true, because nobody's soul journey is exactly like somebody else's. But that you will not have an extraordinary experience, that your frequency and vibration is not going to be uplifted, erase that. Because if, as I said, if you are here, if you are participating in this event already, you are special. Already, heaven really wants you to respond to the call to action. Heaven already wants you to be empowered. Oh, I think we could have that slide back. So pay attention to that bold print. Heaven, this is what heaven wants you to know. This is inside you. And I'm not making that up. As I said, this is what I received from heaven. And so through the Beatitudes, you have an opportunity for this to manifest. So heaven really wants you to hear the call to action, to respond to the call to action, to realize that because you're here, you have a call to be empowered. Wow, how that is such a beautiful word. And it's one Master Sha uses a lot. And you have the potential to give a resonating yes to all of that. So we could have the next slide, but keep this imprinted in your awareness. So that is what the special service is going to help each one of us to do more fully, because it will raise our frequency and vibration. It will connect us with the Tao, divine, source, universe, whatever term is meaningful to you, Shiva, Muhammad. I don't know. I don't know exactly who's on the event right now, or who will watch it later. But one of these terms might have meaning for you, or there may be another one that has a lot of meaning for you. That is what the special service will do. It will connect you with the things in the previous slides to help you to manifest that. And by raising the frequency and vibration, by connecting you with Tao Source, love and light, and as I said, the potential is huge. And we'll spend a little bit of time at the end with, not a little bit of time, we'll spend an appropriate amount of time doing a practice. So if we could have the next slide. So, I thought I asked, how come 8? What is with 8? And the number 8 is really fascinating. It shows up in so many places. I'm certainly not going to do a big teaching on that, but you might want to look at it yourself later. But just the significance of the number 8 just by itself for many, many schools of wisdom, it means victory. It means prosperity and overcoming. It means prosperous. It's amazing. There are 8 in the most ancient text from China is on the back of a turtle. It's the Bagua. 8 symbols. There are 8 things in Buddhism and in Hinduism. There are 8 in the planetary system. Now they're considered to be 8 wonders of the world. I mean, it shows up in so many different ways. It's something interesting. As I said, you may want to pursue it yourself later, or maybe not. But it's helpful to know the wisdom traditions of significance for the number 8. Each beatitude holds profound wisdom to be lived and practiced daily. And as some of us know from Master Sha's teachings on Mondays, knowledge comes and goes. Wisdom lasts. You could say wisdom is eternal. So we have wisdom in each one of these beatitudes that will extend way beyond when our physical form ends. And they also extends way back before we had physical form. So each beatitude carries the frequency and vibration of that wisdom, of those who have lived that wisdom. And so just experiencing the beatitude as I have received them today connects us with that wisdom way before we had physical form, and that will extend way beyond. And that is already in existence. We're not living it yet, but it's all part of the field that all of us share. Oh, this is another thing. In our society, we have a lot of expressions that are really a reflection of the Beatitudes, but a lot of people don't have any idea where this saying came from. They're just good sayings. Blessed are the meek at heart. Often people will say things like that. Other phrases that are really based on the Beatitude, but they're just sort of casual statements that are part of conversation, or people use it as an expression. What we are going to be able to do is we're going to be able to really connect with the essence of each one, so that they're not just part of casual conversation, or they're not just part of what is out there someplace floating around in the culture, but we will be able to appreciate the depth, the significance of each one of those. And then they will no longer be hidden. When we hear something like, blessed are the meek, we'll be able to hear it differently, and we will be able to live it. Our words carry a lot of baggage. So what do I mean by that? If we take the word dear, depending on the way we say that, it can be an expression of love and appreciation, or it can be a put down. Hello, dear. How are you doing? How was your day? That's very loving and tender. Yes, dear. What can I do for you? I don't even need to tell you what the difference is there. So the word dear, just by itself, if you look in the dictionary, it's a lovely word, but just by the way it is used, or we could say abused, there's baggage attached to it. And that is true also with the words in the Beatitudes. The real essence, the real meaning and significance of the words as they were used kind of has gotten lost. And part of it's gotten lost because it was spoken in Aramaic, but the way we got it was translated into Greek and then translated into English. So those of you who speak a second language, or you don't, English is your second language, can appreciate what happens when you go from the original language to a translation to a translation. It doesn't always carry the same power, the same significance, the same, sometimes not even the same meaning. So in order to help us to be able to connect with what the meaning that was intended, the divine gave me different way of stating each one of them. So each one of the Beatitudes has a different way of being expressed. And this way of being expressed will help each one of us to connect with the essence of each Beatitude in today's setting, to discover the essence in your life. Okay, thank you. Now, I'm not saying that I am Jesus. Please get that straight. And I'm not trying to replace him. Let's clarify that right away. I don't want anybody to be confused about that. What I'm saying to you is, I was reflecting on the Beatitudes, and I just had these questions. I thought, what does this mean? Because, I've grown up in this setting, this environment, this culture, and so the words of the Beatitudes have the same baggage for me. And I thought, this cannot possibly be what Jesus meant by this. It can't. Could you please let me know what was the intention? What was it that Jesus really wanted people to know? And so I got different wording for our setting today. 100 years from now, somebody will get different wording. Or even today, somebody from a different tradition could receive a very different wording or different language. Somebody who has whose mother tongue is not English could come up with a very different word that has lots of power in their language that the words that I receive just don't carry. So there are lots of possibilities here, but I wanted to clarify that because I do not want any confusion about this. It will give us, though, it will give us the possibility of responding to each one of those Beatitudes as a call to action, as a call to be empowered. The book is evolving. It is absolutely not any place close to finished. And what I am inviting each one of you to do between now and next week to reflect on the PowerPoint slides that you will receive in an email from the Unified Field in BC from that team. So when they send you the email, it will include this PowerPoint. And so I'm inviting each one of you, and more than inviting, I'm requesting each one of you to reflect on each one of those slides. And as you reflect on them, to write down your reflections. You can have your own notebook. You could do it on your computer, however it's best for you. But write them down and keep them, because I can guarantee that all of us have had, yeah, I can guarantee that, have had the experience of having amazing awareness, a fabulous insight that is just like our hearts just went, and light and love just poured in, and it was just like, oh, I'll remember this forever. And then as you move to the next activity and your mind is in charge, it's like it erases the whole experience. It's the most amazing thing. But it happens over and over and over again. And I know I am not unique. I know this happens for others. So really, truly, when you get that inspiration, when the reflection, it just goes, oh, aha, write it down. And if you're not at a place where it's convenient, carry a tiny notebook, well, not too tiny, but small enough that you can carry it around with you. And just write it down. You don't have to write the whole thing out, just a phrase or two that will help you remember. Maybe a book is evolving for you, and it will be precious, absolutely precious. When Master Shah first introduced the possibility of students being connected with a saint in a very special way, the first saint I received, I connected with every day. And I had a binder, and I used binder paper, and I took off my glasses and I wrote what I was receiving. And the reason I took my glasses off is I need them for reading. And when I took my glasses off, I could not see clearly, but I could see well enough to be able to write. But my mind was not interfering. Everything was sort of blurry, and my mind could not jump in and direct. And then when I finished receiving the message, I put my glasses on and I read it to let my mind know what had been stated. So that's a possibility for you too. Any way you do it is going to be wonderful. Also, there is going to be a special Facebook page for all of you who are participating in this event to post your insights and discoveries, comments, or if you have questions, whatever comes to you as you are reflecting on the PowerPoints, as you, or don't have to be reflecting on the PowerPoints, as you are reflecting on this time together. Whatever, you could put it on that Facebook page. It could be very exciting, and it will absolutely, the more people who add to it, that page will be radiant, absolutely radiant. So if we could have the next slide, please. This event, the timing of this event is really So it's a message just by itself. Why this event? Timing. And even if you don't ever read the news or listen to the news, there is an awareness that things are accelerating and there is a growing negativity. So there is an urgency to having the essence of the Beatitudes become present and to know they are a way of life. So thank you. During the time of Jesus, things were not going too well either. The people were oppressed. Their country was occupied. The Romans who occupied it were not always very pleasant to the people. There were just many issues. It was not a pleasant time. And it was in the midst of all this that these call to action were presented to the people. We are not in the same state here, but there are parts of the world where that is true. For us right now, that is not the situation. But there is still an urgency because we really are one global family. There is an urgency for us to respond to the call for action in every single one of those Beatitudes, for us to realize we are empowered, that what is in the Beatitudes, the way they were written then, well, not then, they were not written up that way. The way they were recorded eventually, and the way that I receive them now is so important. And the possibility for each one of us to bring the essence of those Beatitudes to ourselves, but it has to start there, by connecting with what is inside already. It's really who we are, and to connect deeper and deeper with that, and then be able to bring that to others is so important. It is really a huge honor. It is a huge privilege to have that possibility and to help others to know what is inside each one. It's not just those of us who are participating in this event, but that is what is inside every single living creature. And we usually think in terms of people. So whether or not you are able to give a resonating yes to that, either way is okay. For some, it may be covered with more layers. For some, they may be more distracted. But the people with whom we are going to interact have a great potential for being able to receive and to act upon the call to action, the call to empowerment of every one of those Beatitudes. It is beyond exciting. You know, we can choose where we look. We can look at the darkness, we can look at the light. all of us obviously are looking at the light or we wouldn't be here. And it's almost like we could package it. We can be a package. How about that? We can be a package of light. And we can bring this package every place we go. Bringing light to every single situation. Oh, imagine that. As I said, it's very exciting to me. Okay, so let me see if there are more slides. To be that package of light going around from place to place, we have the special services that I referred to. And we can uncover all of this ourselves, but it takes a long, long time. So the special services help us to do that in an accelerated way. I compare it to the difference between cooking a meal outside where you have to rub the sticks together to start a fire, get the meal to cook, it's going to take forever, or putting it in the microwave. So we can do things in an accelerated way. And right now, because of the time in which we live, to be able to bring light in an accelerated way is really quite beyond comprehension, really. So the next slide. Oh, yes, so we're going to have a demo. So if the demo could be announced, and the demo is, just look at this, a golden light ball. That means from Tao. So it's Tao light, golden liquid spring to find the gift of being loved. That's the gift inside you, inside me, inside each of us. So this is, Cynthia approved of this. I thought, whoa, this is amazing. To find the gift inside. That's really what it says. Because when we find the gift of being loved, love melts blockages and transforms life. So that is what is being offered to us in this treasure. The possibility of love melts blockages, melts the possibility of having blockages melted and life transformed so we can connect with what is inside us. So we can live that, we can peel off the blockages. I think it's so exciting. And I read this to a student who is a Tao Hands healer, and the response of the student was, wow, would that help with trauma? And I thought, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So anything that love would help to heal, this will help. So let's see.
Yes, we're just looking for the hands up, say yes from your heart. Who would like to be a demo? We have some people posting in the chat. You'll need to have your camera open. Please, we're looking for those hands up. Wonderful. Thank you.
So I'm going to go to that view also. Oh, wow. Fabulous. Oh, how exciting. This is wonderful. I'm just looking at the first page, but I see. Well, good for you. Everybody that I see has their window open. Oh, the next page, no. Oh, so you are passing up this wonderful opportunity to be a demo. Okay, that's all right. If you're not ready, that's all right too. Whoever is ready. Whoops.
We have our demo, Teresa Hill.
Teresa Hill. Okay,
Congratulations.
wonderful. Congratulations, Teresa. Okay. So just relax. And everybody else also just relax. Okay. Now, rainbow. I keep saying rainbow. It's absolutely not. It is golden light ball and golden liquid spring for finding the gift of love, of being love. Transmission. All joined together as one. Yeah. How? And so we'll have some of the master teachers from the Unified Field, BC, share third eye images and perhaps even do a flow.
So congratulations, Teresa. As I was going through the screens, your name just blasted out at me, and I could really feel it in my own heart that you were to be chosen for this demo today. And when Marilyn was invoking the treasure, and she slightly changed the name to include being love, all of a sudden, when the transmission came, I personally felt in my heart and saw in yours this explosion of light coming in. And I saw it as if it was as if your light body, a higher frequency light body, actually settled in more comfortably. This sort of like relaxation that, oh, yes, I am love. I can be love. And that just made your whole soul, heart, mind, and body completely relax into this finally being able to be seen and understood as a being of love that you are. And if you connect to that, it is going to make your service and your presence so incredible. People are going to want to be around you because they're going to experience that beingness of love that you're expressing. And it is going to allow them to also recognize that within themselves. And so that in and of itself, just being in your presence while you are connected to this, while you're aware of it, is going to be a healing tool. So I still see within you your whole body filled with light. It's like a light silhouette. And your heart has expanded to fill almost the entire area of the upper body. And it comes with this light, a real sense of joy and liberation that you can be light and love. So that's what I saw. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sarah. Anyone else have third eye in Monique?
Yes, congratulations, Teresa, and thank you so much, Marilyn, for being the channel to bring this incredible um, golden light ball, golden liquid spring. So what I saw for Teresa is that there were some layers covering, what we say, that this gift is inside of you, and this gift of being loved has transformed some of your mental mindsets about who you truly are, some of your, negative mindsets about what you can accomplish, because now that you have received this treasure and you can activate this treasure, it will connect you way deeper with your essence. And Marilyn has talked about, and you can watch the PowerPoint again and again, to truly embody each and every word of what it means to be blessed within, to have that incredible feeling of love inside of you. Being love is to embody love. Being loved is to have no doubt about who you are. Being loved is to have no uncertainty and no greed about the past and no resentment. So it has transformed so many layers of past ideas, past memories, past experiences. And Marilyn has talked about experiences that are creating layers to cover your heart. And as Sarah explained, this light exploding in your chest and exploding and aligning you so heart, mind, body, and your mind can relax. And the more you relax and the more you activate this treasure, the more you will be feeling that gift of being loved, and the more you will spread that love to others. So activate the treasure, and I will invite Marilyn to continue with the process of activating the treasure.
Wonderful, thank you. Anyone else want to share? One of the master teachers from the unified field?
I would love to offer a flow for Teresa
Beautiful.
from the Tao calligraphy field of the unified field. How, my most beloved one, you have been most blessed on this day. For you have been given the treasure to unlock a part of your heart that you have guarded for many years now, and maybe even longer. And in guarding your heart from the pain of experience, you have also closed that part of your heart to receiving the love that is all around. Like the sun shining, but one is standing in the shade. And so now, beloved one, it is time to allow the light into that place, to heal, to transform, to open further your heart, so you may shine forth even more brightly to serve. This is indeed a most precious day for you, and your soul is ready. You are most loved and blessed. How? How? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Beautiful, thank you. So Teresa, if you would like to share.
Thank you so much for that, Marilyn. I'm very grateful for that. when you were doing the blasting, I could feel like in my heart, it was just really tight. And then it just like opened and I could just feel it flowing through me. It was beautiful.
Wonderful.
And that's actually something I've been working on, is working on my self-love and practicing and trying to develop that. So this is fantastic.
Oh, perfect. Absolutely. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
And actually, no matter what it is we're working on, to find the gift of being loved is probably the remedy for for everything. Love melts blockages and transforms life. So we have a couple of minutes. I will do a flow also on the significance of this treasure, not just for Teresa, but in general. What is the significance? Why? Why did Cynthia approve such a treasure? Because to me, this says it's like golden light ball and golden liquid spring to heal everything in life. That is amazing. Amazing. The gift of being loved melts blockages and transforms life. You can't ask for anything more. So I thought, that's why just reading it after it was approved, that's why I think I had such an amazing experience. So I'll do a flow on the significance of this for all of us. Dearly beloved students, friends, this is the divine. I am so grateful to have the opportunity to share with you in a little more detail the significance of this treasure that you have the possibility of receiving. Marilyn has emphasized several times the power that love has. She has left out the word unconditional. That is a very important part of the phrase that she has used. It is unconditional love that melts blockages and transforms life. Those of you who have the opportunity to receive this special service will have the opportunity to receive the highest level of unconditional love that can be offered to you at this time. It is Tao golden light ball and Tao golden liquid spring. So this treasure is a direct connection to Tao, to this treasure, to find the gift of being loved. So the love that you can find is the highest, purest frequency and vibration of unconditional love. And it carries with it the possibility of melting blockages, some of which you are aware, and some of which are hidden under many, many layers. Blockages can be melted, and life can be transformed. This special service gives you the possibility of responding consistently to the call to action, to the call to be empowered. It is no accident that this was approved for this group. To have the possibility of receiving it in the setting of connecting deeply with each beatitude will help each of you to connect with the essence of each beatitude and to uncover and appreciate what Marilyn received from me when she started with her question, what does it mean to have a blessed life? How can that be? And my response, it is within you. All of this is within your reach. You are loved and you are blessed. How? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Receiving the treasure is 50% of having all of this happen. Our practice is the other 50%. And I have recently had the experience of watching someone who was experiencing lots and lots and lots of pain, who had many, 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 many treasures, but hadn't really used them. And honestly, I am not exaggerating. Within minutes of practicing with the treasures, the pain began to reverse. I thought, wow. I mean, we've all experienced that in our own lives, but when you watch it out there, you know, it's easier to see it with somebody else. So I had that opportunity, and I just am so conscious to make another comparison, I'll give you a couple of comparisons, and then we're going to do a practice. But, you know, you can have all the ingredients of the cake. You put them all in a bowl, you mix it all up, you have this great batter. You put the batter in the cake pans, everything's ready, but you do not put it in the oven. Are you ever going to have a cake? No. And after a while, the batter's not going to be so good either. That does not happen with our treasures, thank you God. But, you know, all you have is this stuff. The other comparison that also really, you know, I can picture it, is a bicycle. You need both wheels on the bicycle. If you only have one wheel, you're not going anyplace. So we have to use the treasures. They are always going to be there for us, always. But the benefit, we won't experience the benefit until we practice. And, you know, I don't have a substitute for the word practice. A lot of times the word practice, people say, oh, you know, and roll their eyes. But what's actually happening when we practice is we, first of all, say hello. That means we connect with the treasure. We are in the presence of Tao through that treasure. That's what it means to say hello. We connect with the Tao presence in that treasure. And we stay in that presence by chanting. And we continue and continue for 10, 20, half hour, whatever. But that's what practice means. But I don't have a single word. If somebody comes up with a single word for that, that would be fabulous. Let me know. We use the word practice. So we're going to have that opportunity. Teresa received the treasure, and now she's going to give us a blessing with that treasure. And we will go from that blessing to what we call a practice. And there's a slide that we can follow along. But first of all, Teresa, if you would give us a blessing with that treasure, it would be beautiful.
Sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
To everyone here, I offer you the blessing that I got as well of being loved, of knowing love. To all of you, thank you.
How? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I could have stayed with that forever, but 2 minutes is good. Thank you, Teresa. So now carry that with you, carry that blessing as we go to the practice. I think everybody is relaxed and deeply inhale that blessing. Sit straight. One hand on your abdomen, one hand on your heart. The soul power to say hello. This is so important. This is how we connect. Dear information, energy, and matter that is inside me, I love you. You have the ability to connect deeply to the blessed life that is within me. Do a good job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dear Divine, Tao Source, Universe, stars, whoever you call upon, I love you. Please bless me to connect deeply with the blessed life that is within me. Thank you. And as we are chanting, listening and chanting, visualize the dawn transforming your whole being to golden light. And the mantra we can use is, a blessed life dwells within me. There are other possibilities. I am discovering the blessed life within me. I manifest the blessed life within me. The blessed life within me is my true self. Blessed, loved, grateful. And do we have the YouTube? So we can also trace the Da'ai calligraphy. And on your own, there's the link to the YouTube video of Da'ai. So right now, because of having received this blessing, Da'ai, 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 die, great is love, great is love, great is love, great is love, great is love. Great is love, 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 great is love. Great is love, 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 melts blockages. Great is love, transforms life. Great is love, melts blockages. Great is love, transforms life. Great is love. 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 Great is love, great is love. Silently for a moment or two. Great is love, great is love. Great is love, great is love. Great is love. Great is love, great is love. Great is love, great is love. Great is love, great is love. Great is love. Great is love, great is love. How? How? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So just sit with that experience for a moment. So we want to give everyone an opportunity to share your experience. And what would be great is you could share your experience of the practice we just did, of the significance of the treasure, receiving the blessing from Teresa, the wisdom that was shared with you. So anything that has happened from the time that you have come on to the present moment, how it has touched your heart, what it is that you would like to share. Okay? So I'm going to put this back so I can see the gallery. And all you need to do is either raise your raise your mechanical hand. That's the very easiest. So you just raise your hand and then you can share.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Marlon. It's amazing. This is one of the most profound treasure and gifts, because when it said unconditional love, I felt really deeply in my heart that this was not just a treasure, but it was our soul journey, soul pathway. It is just amazing. Master Shah always says, greatest service is the key to life. And I think this is what I felt from this blessing and this treasure. I'm deeply moved by the whole practice. And the other thing I actually was reflecting on is when you said about the beatitude, where we have a vision and where we have our own dream to serve or something. I wanted to ask you how this aligns the eight beatitudes with what we want to do to serve. So that was like a question. So that's the two things that
How does it align with, and say that part again?
where we will have a vision to bring something into fruition in our own life, be it in our with where we live in the community for ourselves. And I just was curious to see how this aligns the eight way of beatitudes, align with what we want to see happen, because whatever we are connected to will then happen. So I see the oneness between the seen and the unseen.
Absolutely. There, there is beautiful oneness, and the Beatitudes are a call to action. So if you have an inspiration of something to manifest, a service to offer, something to create, the essence of the message of each one of those Beatitudes is a call to action and a call to empowerment. Do it. So it would align absolutely, as far as it would align 100% with whatever inspiration that you are receiving. So does that answer your question, Harsha? Yeah, okay, good. Also, when I was saying, reading that slide about the Facebook page, there are people from other traditions, I think, who are present at this event. And so the vocabulary could be a little bit different, the emphasis, but in Hinduism and Buddhism, there are the 8 precepts. They don't both call them the same thing, but there is, I thought, wow, this is so amazing. The parallels are just absolutely amazing. And I also for me, it would be fun for those of you who have a different first language. English is not your first language. It would be fun not fun, it would be so profound to have you receive the appropriate word in your language. My first language is English. It's my only language. other than soul language. So I received these in English, but it would be extraordinary to know what would be the word in your language. It would carry the same meaning, it would have the same essence and all the rest of it. But having it in a person's mother tongue, their first language, is like night and day. And I came to appreciate that one year at one of the retreats. This was a number of years ago. And it was a retreat where lots of people were present from all over the world. And I was leading Love, Peace, and Harmony. And we started to sing it in the first language of the people who were there in the group. And several of them came up to me afterwards and said, it was a whole new song to me. That song was completely different for me, singing it in my mother tongue. So I think that the Beatitudes, as you receive them, as I got them in English, it will be an aha experience for you. I'm sure of it. You can't miss. But then when you take that and receive it in your own first language, it's going to be an aha beyond words. So I'm very excited about it. I hope some of you take me up on that. Others would like to share, comment, question. Elizabeth.
I would really just love to thank you for the years and years and years and years and lifetimes that have brought you to here. And it feels like very profound for me because it's true for all of us. But at this moment, you're sharing this wisdom from literally from there, you know, back at the time that it came forward, you could like see the whole picture. And there were like so many things I want to thank you for, Marilyn. It's like the, you know, sharing again, like what practice means, what receiving a treasure means. I mean, these are things that we have come to take for granted. And I mean, I just ask for forgiveness, you know, for as much as I've taken for granted. And for as, I mean, not that I've done nothing, but for as little as I have done to propel this mission forward around the planet and beyond. And there's just so much more we could do. And it feels like this is a really important step. And just understanding this and then we can, you know, translate it or share it, you know, and I know that, you know, when I'm doing a practice in the Tao Chang, that I make a point of going slowly and having people feel, because otherwise it's just like a, you know, a rote thing. And I mean, I could go on. I'm so grateful for, and I'm also so grateful for Cynthia to let me know about this. I didn't even know. So it's really from Cynthia that I came.
Wow.
So I also want to share what the experience was of receiving the blessing. I mean, I've always known for years and years and years that the splash is great. Always show up for the splash and be open to the power of the splash. And then, as you said in one of those slides, the more we're open, the more we repeat it, the more it is. We make it more. So it just like burst the minute she started the offering. It was like a burst in my heart. And it just like burst it wide open. And then I just saw all this stuff leaving from my heart and my heart, my heaven's heart and my brain. And it just did so much. That splash was magnificent. And to think that we could have this treasure to keep with us. Sign me up. Just
Great.
really, 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 really beautiful. So I thank you for everything, Marilyn, like for years. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. You know what? Everybody spread the word, because this event is unlike most others. And the treasure, I mean, they're all amazing, but there are a lot of people like Elizabeth who would not have known about it unless Cynthia told her. So everybody you know who could use some love in their lives. So I would say that's everyone, but everyone you know who, and also people who might be a little bit defensive about religion. This would be a wonderful healing process for them. Or whatever, defensive about life, if they feel defensive about life, whatever it is. I really cannot think of anyone who would not benefit. So let lots of people know, invite them. They missed the early bird special, but you know, they're getting 2 events for the price of 1, even though they missed the early bird special. Monique.
Yes, thank you so much, Marilyn. And I can only follow after the words of Elizabeth, how grateful I am for all your wisdom. And what I want to say is, while I was writing and tracing the Da'ai, so many people I know don't know that their love is within. And I want to make sure that I will register my relatives, family members, because I know the power. And it's, this is saving lives. It's when someone has lost connection with that love. And I work as a suicide prevention therapist, and I've been with 10 years with the suicide prevention. And what I've observed is when people lost that connection with that big feeling of being loved, they feel lost, so lost. And I know that whenever I can offer blessings or, the greatest love, that unconditional love. So I know that this gift of being loved is so important, and I will sign up more than myself. And so I can't wait to have the link to register my loved ones and to continue to practice and invite them to trace with me when I trace. So thank you, Marilyn, and to Cynthia Devro, who has approved these incredible treasures. So I cannot thank her enough also. So thank you, Marilyn.
Thank you, Monique. You know, that's a great suggestion. To sign somebody else up, then they may not come and they may not practice, but they will benefit. I did that with the ones, two people for the concert. And it was amazing because the conversation of one of them, the complaining began to decrease. And for the second one, instead of thinking gifts for Christmas for themselves, was thinking of gifts to give others for Christmas. I thought, wow, imagine if they knew about it, it would be really, really amazing. But these things are powerful, these treasures are powerful. And when we practice for the person, yeah, it's hard. Really, you can't put it into words. Yes.
For those who are already registered or ready to register, there's 2 parts: register for the event, which starts next Saturday, and then register for the treasure. For those who are ready now, is it possible for them to receive the treasure now?
Whoa, what a great question. Wow. How did they go about the registration for the treasure?
Well, as soon as they are registered, they will have access to the special services page.
So they could they receive it now and then afterwards they,
Register for the event, or if they've registered for the event, then register for the treasure.
okay. Yeah, receive it now and honor later.
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, that's a brilliant idea. Okay, those of you who would like to do that, those of you in Windows, I can see you. Those of you who have your windows closed and on the second, third pages, I can't see you. But if you want to stand, you can, or if you want to remain seated, that's fine too. Elizabeth?
Just if you could tell us the honor fee, please,
Oh, what a good idea.
just in case, no
It's
surprises.
a good idea. It's $150 Canadian.
I'd like to add my thank yous for that.
Yeah, it should be like $1,000, wouldn't you
Yeah,
say?
really. Yeah, should get it for everyone we've ever known,
Seriously, yeah.
seriously.
And please specify, Cynthia Hamilton, if it's for relatives, friends, for everyone.
Yes, yes, you can register for this treasure for family, friends, pets, no transitioned ones.
All right. So those of you who are going to receive the treasure now and honor later, when this ends, say to heaven, I am going to receive the treasure now and honor when this session ends. Tao, golden light ball, and golden liquid spring to find the gift of being loved. Transmission. All treasures join together as one. Transmission. Yeah, no, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. And you can each do your own gratitude, and we'll give you a moment or two to do that. How? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Cynthia, I think you have some guidance on how people can join for the next 2 sessions.
Yes, so if you check in the chat box, those who are with us live now, the registration link is there, and I'm going to show you the information page, which includes all of the registration links. So let me just open and share my screen. Some of you may have seen this page already, and if the team could put the link in the chat box for the information page. Just scroll down. Okay, so you'll see here that you have already registered and you're attending the complimentary introduction session, which is now. The registration, there's a button for you to register there. The direct link is in the chat box. For those who are new to drshaw.com, so you may have family or friends, someone who has never registered for anything through drshaw.com. If that is the case, they can receive this workshop, the whole 2-part workshop, as a gift. They need to subscribe, so they would click on this link here, and it brings them down to the very bottom. It would bring them to the page where they would just have to put in their name, their first and last name, and their email address, and click to join. And then they will get an email back with the process to register for the workshop as a gift. So everything you need to know is in this website. And once you are registered, as I was mentioning, you will have access to the special services page on this website. For those who have, you'll get this information in an email, how to access the replays, which are in here. You'll just have to wait for a few days we won't put the intro replay in here, but for the event itself, the replay will be in there a day or so afterwards. And the special services links are in that page as well. So everything you need to know, and I believe the team has put those links in the chat, and you will also receive that information in a follow-up email from this event. Thank you.
So I look forward to seeing all of you and friends and relatives that you will bring next week, so we can begin to connect deeply with the first beatitude. And the first of anything is always very auspicious. And it's like, it's those who are students of Master Sha hear Master Sha talk about the 10 Da, and Da'ai, greatest love, is the first one. And the first one opens the door to be able to connect with all the others. And that's true for the Beatitudes also. So that's what we will do next week, and the first 4, but the emphasis will be the first one. As I said, I look forward to meeting all of you again next week, and to have you bring friends, relatives, co-workers, whoever it is, and we will respond together. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you.